Hello and welcome. Blue Lotus, Maat, the ancient Egyptian path of enlightenment. Now in ancient Egypt, enlightenment wasn't so much of the mind as much as it was about the heart. At the center of all Egyptian spirituality was Maat, and she weighed the heart against the feather. A heart that was as light as a feather meant it was free of doubts and worries and anxieties and things that are still not forgiven or things you still hold against other people. A heart that was light meant it was free and in joy and kind of just enjoyed life, knowing very much that everything has a cycle. Everything rises and falls, everything dies and is reborn. And so in that it can deeply relax. In that there's a great ease, a great knowing, a great homecoming. Now the Blue Lotus supports that journey because the Blue Lotus is a flower that within it contains the essence of life, death, and rebirth. Life as it opens its petals, death as it goes back down into the mud, and then rebirth as it rises again. Now there are symbols in ancient Egypt that really promote this life, death, rebirth process. Now, life, death, and rebirth doesn't just have to be when you leave this physical plane or leave your physical body to die, to be reborn. No, it can also mean that in your life, you are going through a process where you feel you've been living a certain way and something starts to feel like it needs to change, or even life is pushing it from different angles, creating different situations, sometimes out of your control or out of your hands, to promote and support you to go through this deep transformational process. After all, death is the ultimate transformation. From life to death to rebirth, shifting different areas of your life. And if you go on this journey, you can also do it with awareness. I'm ready to transform the way I deal with myself, with my body image, with my relationships, with money, with matter, with whatever it is in your life. Sometimes you can also direct that energy when you feel it's time for a great change. And sometimes it comes completely out of our own hands. We cannot plan it and we need to be a little out of control. Now, this journey supports that awareness and presence on this path of transformation. Meaning things can come, either you want them or not, this transformation is happening. How to stay awake through that process, meaning how to not get swept away in the deep emotions of that process or start to fall and feel lost. How do you come to your power on that process? How do you see with guidance? How do you receive that guidance and see with that light that shines from within, even through the darkest hour, that you walk this path more and more and more courageously by seeing the fears, but understanding some of these fears are not real anymore. You're not in danger. You have a choice. Now, this path is a path that really supports your awakening to your power, to your sovereignty, to your self-responsibility, and to your deep integrity. But at the end of it, and during it, and with it, is a path of absolute beauty. The ancient Egyptians really revered beauty as something so sacred. Beauty was the handwriting of the divine here on earth. And if we look at nature, we can only see beauty. Well, I at least see beauty in everything, more and more, in the decaying flower, in the flying bird, in the sorrows and joys of life. In everything, there's a sweet little moment of, oh, that is so beautiful. That ache of beauty, that rising of beauty, that celebration of beauty. Now, beauty isn't a word here to use lightly. Beauty was the path for the ancient Egyptians. The path even through the death realm or through the duat or the underworld was a path of unseen, unforeseen beauty. Meaning, transformation, this cycle, at the core of it is something so pure, so innocent, and so beautiful. Now, if you're someone who's going through a change in your life, or you're someone who wants change in your life, whether it's to do with your relationship or body or self, or even the way you perceive beauty in yourself, your self-esteem, your confidence, how you relate to the world, the material world, maybe it's your business, your finances, this path can support you, because the ancient Egyptian path of enlightenment isn't just a lofty ethereal path. It's a path of really allowing your physical life to transform, meaning its results go deep on all levels of our being, our sexual life, our emotional life, our health, our heart, our mind, our spirit, our soul, and our relationships. Now, if you feel called and you want to go deeper, you want to experience something profound and true, or also you're just interested in understanding, how did the ancient Egyptians think? What were they doing? What was their culture like? What was their spiritual life like? How did they build something as magnificent as the pyramids or temples? And why would they even do that? And why did they leave them behind? Maybe you're just curious. Or maybe you want to know more about Uset, Isis, Osiris, Osar, Horus, Heru, Anpu, Anubis. You start having these flashes of these beautiful deities that have coming into your life, or forces of nature, or gods or goddesses. And you're like, what are they? Who are they? Why am I feeling this connection? And of course, more than anything, if you're falling in love with the Blue Lotus, as many beings are, why are you? And how can you journey with the flower? How can the Blue Lotus support you to enhance your life? How to journey with the Blue Lotus? How did the ancient Egyptians journey with the Blue Lotus? What are the maps? What are the guidelines for working with the Blue Lotus? How does the Blue Lotus connect to my soul and to my transformation? Well, if you're asking all these questions, then this online course is for you. Maat, the ancient Egyptian path of enlightenment supported by the Blue Lotus. This is a journey where you can really dive deep into all these different layers and aspects. Whether you're a deep mystic or whether you're just a curious person who really wants to understand something, either way, this journey will take you deep. And in the end, you can only understand something when you've lived it as an experience. And this journey is designed to really give rise to your deep inner wisdom, your source of wisdom, your source of guidance and power. So as you move through this world as a soul awakened or as you're reborn, you do that feeling confident. You know who you are. You've experienced something so deep in yourself that you've left unshakable. Life can't come at you and shake things up so much because you've journeyed into the Duat, the underworld. You've got to understand something so deeply about yourself, so deeply about your sacred, beautiful soul and heart. And this journey is light. It's made to enlighten your heart. So even as things are dense and heavy, that doesn't matter. It's there. It's your richness. It's your fertility. It's your soil. It's your mud. It's your experience. It gives you the depth of everything and all that you are. It's your creative soul essence that it can really derive from there. Even if you're going through something dense, you could put your roots down there and derive all the delicious wisdom of your life's experience, so that you can rise and be arisen and be light of heart and know very well that every cycle ends and change, so that you become stable and steady, the witness, the feeler, the guidance within, the heart within that loves, as everything around you is in a cycle of change. You become present. You find your peace. Now, if this calls you, then you're so welcome to join this online course. It is divided into 3 gates. Each gate has different chapters. Each chapter works with a different Neteru, or force of nature. And as you go through, you will have all these guided meditations. You will have these shamanic journeys, rituals. There's a whole bonus section. It's so rich with so much content, information, but also, above all, the experiences for you to have so that you can benefit the most from this. You are so warmly invited to join this course. I can't wait to begin with you. And remember, this course is designed to really awaken something deep in our sleeping self, to awaken, to be reborn, to come to life on all levels, to come to life. So if this excites you, if you're feeling called, then please do join. And if you've already joined, welcome to the course. I can't wait to dive in with you. I'm bringing this course to you from Egypt, at the spring equinox, at the time of death, life, and rebirth. So I'm with you on this journey, and let's begin.